Welcome to my channel. Today I want to ask you something powerful. What if your brain could become a machine for English? What if every word, every sentence, could stick in your memory like glue? Most people think English is only about books and grammar, but I will show you the truth. English is about your brain. And when you train your brain in the right way, English becomes natural, easy, and even fun. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you will feel that your brain is ready to change. Chapter 1. Why your brain controls your English. When you hear the word English, maybe you think about grammar books, boring classes, and long lists of rules. Maybe you remember the times when you studied hard but could not remember anything in the exam. You tried to read, but the words went out of your head. You tried to listen, but everything sounded too fast. You tried to speak, but your mouth refused to move. At those moments, you felt weak, small, and maybe even hopeless. But today I want to tell you something that can change your story forever. Your problem was never English. Your problem was never your memory. Your problem was only this. No one ever told you that English starts in the brain. Your brain is the most powerful machine you will ever own. It can remember millions of faces. It can keep thousands of songs. It can solve problems faster than any computer. And here is the secret. The same brain that helped you walk, eat, and speak your first language can also help you speak English. You are not broken. You are not slow. You are not too old. You already have the tool you need. You only need to learn how to train it. When you see English as brain training, everything changes. Think of your brain like a muscle. If you never lift weight, your muscles stay weak. But if you lift even small weight every day, your muscles grow stronger. The same is true with English. Every small practice is like lifting a little weight. You may not feel strong on the first day, but if you continue, day by day, week by week, your brain will surprise you. One day you will open your mouth, and English will come out naturally. It will not feel like study. It will feel like life. Many learners think they need talent. They think some people are born with a special gift for languages. They look at a classmate who speaks better and think, maybe she has a bigger brain than me. Maybe he is smarter. But that is not true. Science shows us that the brain can grow at any age. This is called neuroplasticity. It means your brain can make new connections every time you practice. Every word you repeat, every sentence you try, is like planting a seed. At first, you cannot see the seed. The soil looks empty. But under the ground, something is growing. With water and sunlight, one day a green plant comes out. That plant is your English. Do you know what is amazing? The brain does not care if you are perfect. It only cares if you practice. Even if you make mistakes, even if you feel shy, your brain is still learning. Think about a baby. A baby does not care if their words are wrong. A baby just speaks and laughs. Slowly, the baby improves. Why? Because the brain is learning through use, not through fear. If a baby can learn a language, so can you. Your brain still has the same power. Let me ask you a question. How many times have you told yourself, I am bad at English? How many times have you said, my brain cannot do it? Every time you said that, you trained your brain in the wrong way. You told it to stop. You closed the door. But from today, I want you to train it in a new way. I want you to tell your brain, I can do it. I am growing. I am learning. These simple words are not just motivation. They are commands. Your brain listens. When you tell it you can, it begins to search for solutions. When you tell it you cannot, it gives up. I remember a student named Anna. She told me she could not learn English because her memory was bad. She failed many tests in school. She thought her brain was too weak. But I gave her one simple exercise. Every morning she had to speak one English sentence out loud. Just one. I am strong today. Or, I am ready to learn. She did this for 30 days. At the end, she was not only speaking sentences but also remembering new words easily. What changed? Her brain. Not her talent. Not her past. Her brain became stronger through training. And now, I want you to imagine yourself. Imagine you give your brain just 5 minutes of English each day. Imagine you listen to one small English story before sleep. Imagine you write one simple word in a notebook and look at it 10 times. These are not big actions, but they are powerful actions. Each one is like a drop of water. With many drops, you get an ocean. With many small practices, you get a brain that speaks English. The truth is, your brain is not your enemy. It is your best friend. It wants to learn. It wants to grow. It only waits for you to train it. When you stop saying, I cannot, and start saying, I will try, your brain wakes up. When you give it daily practice, your brain becomes sharp. When you connect words with feelings and actions, your brain remembers. Your English is not far away. It is inside your brain right now, waiting for training. So today is your first step. Today you understand the truth. Your brain controls your English. If you train it, English will come alive in you. If you ignore it, English will stay far away. But I know you are ready. I know you are strong. You are here watching this, and that means you have already started. Trust your brain. Train it with love. And soon, the language you once feared will become the language you enjoy. Chapter 2. The Power of Daily Practice for Your Brain. If you want to train your brain for English, you must understand one big secret. The brain does not change in one day. The brain does not transform with one big effort. The brain grows with small daily practice. Just like a tree does not grow tall in one night, your brain will not master English in 1 week. But if you water the tree every day, it grows roots, it grows leaves, and one day it stands strong. Daily practice is that water for your brain. Many learners believe they must study for hours to improve. They sit with heavy books and try to remember everything in one night. But the next morning, they forget half of it. Why? Because the brain does not like heavy loads. The brain likes small steps. Imagine carrying a bag of stones. If the bag is too heavy, you drop it. But if you carry one stone every day, you can move a mountain. English is the same. One sentence a day, one word a day, can build the strong mountain of your fluency. I want you to think about this. If you practice English for only 10 minutes a day, that is more than 60 hours in 1 year. 60 hours of training your brain. 60 hours of learning to listen, to speak, to think in English. Can you imagine how different your brain will feel after 60 hours? You will not be the same person. Your brain will not be the same brain. It will be sharper, quicker, and more confident. That is the power of small daily practice. The brain loves repetition. Every time you repeat a word, your brain builds a stronger connection. It is like walking on grass. The first time, the grass is tall. You push through, and it is hard. The second time, it is a little easier. The third time, a small path begins to show. After many times, the path is clear and smooth. That is how daily practice builds English in your brain. One path becomes many paths. Soon your brain has a road for every sentence you need. I remember one learner. His name was Daniel. He was busy with work. He had no time for big study, but he made a decision. Every morning, he gave 5 minutes to English. He listened to one short story while he brushed his teeth. He repeated one sentence on his way to work. At first, he felt nothing, but after 2 months, he noticed something magical. He could understand songs on the radio. He could answer simple questions quickly. His brain was changing because of those 5 minutes a day. He told me, "It felt impossible at first, but small daily practice made me believe in myself. Daily practice also removes fear. When you study only once a week, you feel pressure. You want to be perfect, but when you practice daily, the pressure disappears. You make mistakes, but tomorrow, you practice again. The brain begins to relax. It learns better. It remembers faster. Fear goes down, and confidence goes up. That is the gift of daily practice. Now I want you to imagine yourself. Imagine you wake up and say one English sentence. Today I will do my best. Imagine at lunch you listen to one small English story. Imagine before sleep you write one English word in a notebook. These are not heavy tasks. They are light, like drops of rain. But together, they make a storm of learning in your brain. Your English grows without pain. Your brain becomes stronger without stress. Ask yourself this question. What if you gave your brain only 10 minutes of English every single day for the next 30 days? Would your English be the same? Or would you feel different? You know the answer. 30 days is enough to see change. It is enough to hear your brain whisper, "Yes, I can do this." That whisper will grow into a voice. That voice will become fluent speech. The truth is, success does not come from big action one time. Success comes from small action many times. If you want your brain to change, you must give it food every day. And the food is English practice. A short conversation. A simple sentence. A little listening. These small actions look weak, but together, they are stronger than anything else. So never say, "I do not have time." You do have time. 5 minutes in the morning, 3 minutes at lunch, 2 minutes before bed. That is enough. Your brain does not need long hours. It needs daily love. And if you give it, the results will shock you. Your brain is waiting. It is ready to grow. It is ready to open doors for you. All it asks is this. Do not stop. Do not give up. Give me a little every day, and I will give you English for life. That is the voice of your brain. Listen to it, trust it, and practice today, tomorrow, and the next day. Daily practice is not only the key to English, it is the key to every dream you have. Chapter 3. Memory Tricks That Make Words Stay. Have you ever learned a new word today and forgotten it tomorrow? Have you ever studied 10 words for an exam and remembered only 2? You felt angry at yourself. You thought maybe your brain is weak. But let me tell you a truth that will set you free. Your brain is not weak. Your method was weak. The brain does not remember boring words. The brain remembers words with life, words with pictures, words with feelings. If you give your brain a word with no meaning, it throws it away. If you give your brain a word with color, sound, and story, it will hold that word forever. Think about your first language. You never sat down with a dictionary when you were a child. You never memorized a list. You learned words because they were connected to your life. You learned water because you were thirsty. You learned mother because you wanted love. You learned play because you wanted fun. Each word had power. Each word had emotion. That is why your brain remembered them so easily. You can do the same in English. Let us take a simple example. The word apple. If you only see the letters, your brain may forget. But if you close your eyes and imagine a red apple in your hand, your brain wakes up. Feel the smooth skin. Smell the sweet fruit. Bite it and hear the crunch. Taste the juice. Now the word is alive. Now the brain says, "Yes, this is important. I will keep it." That is the trick. Connect every English word with a picture, an action, or a feeling. Another powerful trick is story. The brain loves stories. Imagine you learn the word rain. Do not just write it 10 times. Create a little picture in your mind. You are walking outside. Dark clouds cover the sky. Drops fall on your head. You run and laugh. That picture will stay. Tomorrow, when you hear rain, your brain will not only remember the sound, it will remember the whole story. And you will smile because the word is yours. Let me tell you about a learner named Sarah. She told me, "Teacher, I study words every day, but I forget them." I asked her, "Do you only look at the words?" She said yes. I gave her a new method. I told her to act out the words. If she learned run, she had to run in her room. If she learned sleep, she had to close her eyes and lie down. If she learned angry, she had to make an angry face in the mirror. She felt silly at first, but after 1 month, her memory became strong. She said, "Now when I hear the word, I also feel it in my body." That is how memory works. The brain remembers what you do, not only what you see. Here is another secret. Speak the words out loud. Do not only read them in your head. When you say the word, your ears hear it, your mouth feels it. Your brain stores it deeper. If you learn the word happy, say it with a happy smile. If you learn sad, say it with a sad face. The emotion will glue the word in your brain. Your brain is like a garden. Every word is a seed. If you just drop the seed and walk away, it dies. But if you water it with pictures, actions, stories, and emotions, it grows into a tree. That tree will give you fruit for life. Memory is not magic. Memory is care. Now I want you to imagine yourself learning 5 new words today. Do not just write them. Draw a little picture for each one. Act them out. Speak them with feeling. Connect them to your life. If one word is book, hold a real book. If one word is walk, take a few steps. If one word is friend, think of someone you love. Do this, and I promise you, tomorrow those words will still be in your brain. Next week they will still be there. Next month they will still be there. Ask yourself this: what would happen if you used these tricks for 100 words? You would not just know them. You would own them. You would never fear forgetting. You would speak with more power. You would feel that English belongs to you. That is the gift of memory tricks. So, stop blaming your brain. Stop saying, "I cannot remember." Start using imagination. Start using your body. Start using feelings. These are the keys. The brain was designed to remember life, not lists. Give it life, and it will give you English. Your journey is not about how many hours you study. It is about how you train your brain to remember. And now you know the secret. Memory is not hard. Memory is fun. Memory is powerful. And when you use it, your English will grow faster than you ever believed. Chapter 4. Thinking in English, training your inner voice. One of the biggest secrets to fluency is not just speaking English with other people. It is speaking English with yourself. Inside your brain, there is a voice. That voice talks all day. It asks questions. It answers. It makes plans. It remembers the past. Most of the time, that voice is in your first language. But if you want to train your brain for English, you must invite that voice to speak in English too. When your inner voice changes, your whole brain changes. Think about it. Every time you think in your first language, your brain builds strong roads for that language. When you want to speak English, your brain tries to translate. That takes time. That makes you slow. That makes you afraid. But if you think directly in English, there is no delay. The words come faster. The sentences feel natural. You do not translate. You communicate. At first, thinking in English feels strange. You may say, How can I think in English if I do not know many words? But you do not need big words to start. You only need simple ones. Imagine you are walking to the kitchen. In your mind, say, I walk to kitchen. When you drink water, say, I drink water. When you feel tired, say, I am tired. These sentences are small, but they are gold. They are training your inner voice. Let me tell you about a learner named Alex. He was shy and never spoke in class. He said, I know words, but my brain is slow. I told him to start thinking in English for 5 minutes a day. He felt silly, but he tried. When he saw the sun, he thought, the sun is bright. When he ate food, he thought, this rice is hot. After 1 month, he noticed something amazing. When his teacher asked a question, his brain answered quickly without translation. He told me, it feels like my brain is living in English now. That is the power of training your inner voice. The good news is that your brain loves to copy. If you listen to English, your inner voice starts to repeat the same sounds. That is why listening is so important. When you listen to a story, your brain plays it again inside. It is like a song that stays in your head. Use this trick. Listen to short English sentences and repeat them silently in your mind. Soon, your inner voice will sound like English, not like translation. You can also practice with the mirror. Stand in front of it and talk to yourself in English. Say, hello, how are you today? Answer, I am fine, thank you. Make a conversation with your own reflection. It may feel strange, but your brain does not care. Your brain only cares that you are practicing. The more you hear yourself, the stronger your English voice becomes. Another powerful way is to ask yourself questions in English. For example, before bed, ask, what did I do today? Then answer, I woke up. I ate breakfast. I studied English. These are simple sentences, but they train your brain to think in English. Tomorrow ask, what will I do tomorrow? Answer in English. Soon your brain will make this a habit. You will think in English without trying. I want you to imagine a future version of yourself. You wake up in the morning and your first thought is in English. You see your phone and say in your mind, I have a message. You walk outside and think, the air is cool. You eat lunch and think, this soup tastes good. All day your brain speaks to you in English. By the evening, you realize you have trained your brain to live in English. That is fluency. That is freedom. Do not worry about mistakes. Your inner voice does not need to be perfect. It only needs to be English. Even if your grammar is not correct, your brain is learning. Later you can fix it. But now the goal is training. Every sentence you think is like a small workout for your brain. And just like exercise, small workouts every day make you strong. Ask yourself this question. What would happen if I thought in English for 10 minutes every day? After 1 week, you would notice new speed. After 1 month, you would feel more confident. After 1 year, you would think in English naturally, without effort. That is how powerful this simple habit can be. So from today, start with one small step. Choose one activity and describe it in English in your mind. Do it again tomorrow. Add one more sentence the next day. Slowly, your inner voice will change. And when it changes, your whole life in English will change. Your brain is ready. It is waiting for your voice. Train it. Feed it English thoughts. Let it speak inside you. And soon, the English you dream of will not be outside you. It will be part of you. Chapter 5. Building a brain that loves English. The most powerful thing you can do is not only to study English, but to build a brain that actually loves English. A brain that feels happy when it hears English. A brain that feels excited when it speaks English. A brain that does not see English as a burden, but as a friend. When your brain loves English, you do not force yourself to study. You enjoy it. You look forward to it. And this is when real progress happens. Think for a moment about the things you love in life. Maybe you love music. Maybe you love a sport. Maybe you love food. When you love something, your brain remembers it easily. You do not have to push yourself to listen to your favorite song. You do not have to push yourself to eat your favorite meal. Love makes it easy. The same is true with English. If you build love, learning will no longer feel like hard work. It will feel natural. But how can you make your brain love English? The secret is to connect English with joy, not fear. Too many learners only connect English with exams, with mistakes, with pressure. Their brain learns to feel stress every time it hears the language. That is why they forget. That is why they feel blocked. If you change this connection, you change everything. Replace fear with fun. Replace pressure with play. Replace punishment with reward. Let me tell you about a student named Omar. He hated English in school. He failed many times. Every time he opened a book, he felt stress in his chest. His brain wanted to escape. But one day, he decided to learn English through football. He loved watching football matches. He began to listen to English commentary. He learned words like goal, pass, and win. He started writing short notes about his favorite players in English. Soon, he noticed his brain was excited every time he learned a new football word. English became a game, not a punishment. His brain started to love it. Today, he can speak fluently about football, and from there, he grew into many other topics. Your brain will love what you feed it with joy. If you love movies, watch them in English. If you love cooking, read recipes in English. If you love travel, watch travel videos in English. When you connect the language with your passion, your brain will crave it. It will ask for more, and you will grow faster without even noticing. Another way to build love is to celebrate small wins. Too many learners wait for the big moment when they are fluent. They wait, and they feel sad because it is far away. But your brain needs reward today, not years later. So, celebrate the small steps. Celebrate when you remember one new word. Celebrate when you understand one sentence. Celebrate when you say one phrase without fear. Each win gives your brain happiness. Each win builds love, and love builds fluency. Think about this. What would happen if you smiled every time you practiced English? What would happen if you clapped for yourself after finishing one lesson? What would happen if you told yourself, "Well done, I am improving"? Your brain would feel proud. It would want more of that feeling. That is how habits are built. That is how love grows. Your brain is like a child. If you punish it, it closes. If you encourage it, it opens. So treat your brain with kindness. Do not call yourself stupid when you forget. Do not call yourself slow when you make mistakes. Instead, tell your brain, "Good try. Keep going. I am proud." Your brain will trust you. It will work harder for you. It will begin to enjoy English. I want you to imagine this future. You wake up in the morning, and instead of fear, you feel joy about practicing English. You pick up a book, and instead of stress, you feel curiosity. You listen to English, and instead of pressure, you feel excitement. Your brain smiles with you. That is the brain you can build. A brain that loves English. And here is the final truth. You do not need to be perfect to build love. You only need to be consistent. Love grows from small actions every day. Watch something you enjoy. Speak words you like. Write thoughts that matter to you. Over time, your brain will connect English with happiness. And when happiness is there, learning is unstoppable. So, train your brain with joy. Train it with passion. Train it with love. Soon you will not just be learning English, you will be living it. And that, my friend, is the greatest gift you can give yourself. Thanks for watching.